So hello again, S2. You might remember this graph from the last lesson when we looked at how to draw direct proportion graphs. What we're going to look at today is recognising, is the graph showing me two things that are in direct proportion? So we looked at this one yesterday. We noticed that it should go through the origin and it should give us a straight line. What about this example here that I've given? Okay, so we've got the information. One item costs 30 pence, two items cost 40, three items cost 50. So if I plot this information now, we'll have a look at the graph we end up getting first. So one item, 30 pence, and then each item I buy after that goes up 10 pence. So 2 was 40 and 3 was 50. So we're somewhere about there. Again, if I join these points up and we have a look at what we get something like so. And the question is, does this graph show direct proportion? Well, it's certainly got one of the things I expected to see. I've got my straight line, but the problem is I'm not going through the origin here. This line doesn't pass through the origin, so this example doesn't show me two things that are in direct proportion. So we would be saying for that one, those things are not in direct proportion. So we can obviously do that by drawing the graph. You can draw the graph. Do you get a straight line? Does it go through the origin? You've got direct proportion. If you get something that doesn't go through the origin, or perhaps you get something that does go through the origin but perhaps doesn't give you a straight line, then that also indicates it's not direct proportion. So we need to look for those two things. Does it go through the origin? Does it give me a straight line, like we saw here in the last assignment? However, there's another way you can quickly check if things are in direct proportion, and it doesn't really need the graph. You can do it just by looking at your table of results. So if I look at this table of results I had in the last lesson, what I can do each time is I can take this big number and divide it by the small number. So when I do 18 divided by 1, I get 18. When I do 36 divided by 2, I get 18. When I do 54 divided by 3, I get 18. When I do 72 divided by 4, 18. 90 divided by 5, 18. So each time when it's direct proportion, you will always get the same answer. It won't always be 18, but they will always give you the same answer. If I have a look at this table of results, if I take the big number and divide it by the small one, 30 divided by 1 is 30, 40 divided by 2 is 20, and 50 divided by 3, not very nice at all, turns out to be about 16.6, somewhere around there. But what we notice is each time this value changes, that indicates to me straight away that it's not going to be direct proportion. So hopefully that's given you an idea how you can identify things in direct proportion. The questions you're now asked to do today in the assignment are questions very similar to that. You're given information, you're asked to either draw the graph or look at the table of values and decide whether things are in direct proportion or not. So hopefully, having watched this video, you'll be able to have a go at those questions now in your textbook.